Good night. Good night, good night. How you doing tonight? Wanna tell you I know that I'm feeling alright. Gonna make it do what it do. We gonna talk. Hey, listen, and you're here tonight. We gonna talk about some. I don't have no. You know what? I should. You know what? I should get a intro. I gotta get an intro. Any producers want to work with me on an intro? Jump in the inbox one time for the one time. Good night, good night, good night. How you all doing? Damien, God bless you. Now, we got a lot to talk about tonight, but you know, as usual, as you come in, say what's up, say hey, and make sure that you invite folks to come and see what we up to tonight. Lots to talk about. Like I said, I'm not gonna ask y'all to do anything that I'm not doing, so let me go ahead, invite some folk to come on in. We're gonna have a good time tonight. You know how we do. So tonight, like I said, we got a lot to go over. I'm not sure if we're gonna get through everything tonight, but you know, we'll talk. We talk, and then if we gotta do a part two, we do a part two. But aside from that, we're gonna have a good time tonight. Yeah. Am I the only one that just really think this music is hitting? Here we on tonight. You know we're gonna do it right. We're gonna talk about some things. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Just inviting some folk to come on in. Okay, so invite some folk. And like I say, you do the same. So how y'all doing tonight? As you come in, say what's up. Apostle, the great Barry Dukes in the building. How you doing, man? It's been a while since we spoken. Still my dog though. Don't ever forget that. All right. Hey Google, replay that song. So Nadine and Miss Trina Green are watching. Hey, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all know how we do. We have Google jam out a little bit while we out here having some conversation. All right. So, like I said, a lot to talk about tonight. We are going to be talking about Mr. Russel Wilson. We're going to be talking about Miss B. Simone. And we're also going to discuss, you know, commitment issues when it comes to men. It seems like men have an issue committing out here in these streets. So we want to find out what's going on. We just want to talk about it a little bit. Now, if you would like to come on and join the conversation, I encourage you to do so. Just hit the little button there. So you want to come on, I'll bring you on. We can talk face to face. Hopefully, you know, somebody's joining me tonight. But we're going to talk about it. That's what we're doing. We are going to talk about it. All right, so we're going to talk. Hey, Google, turn volume to 3. All right, so, oh, man, I don't care what y'all say. That song is hitting. So we're gonna talk about Mr. Russel Wilson. All right, let's start there. We're gonna talk about Mr. Russel Wilson. So Russell was being interviewed, right? And for those who don't know, Russell Wilson is the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. All right, he plays football. He's a football player, and he married singer, R&B singer, Sierra. Yes. 1-2 Step. This beat is for all the fly fellas. We sing an acapella. No one can do it better. Yes, Miss Sierra, 1-2 Step. They got married a few years back. They now currently have 2 children. But, you know, as you know, Sierra was in the R&B world, kind of like the hip hop world. She used to date a rapper by the name of Future. Future, the one that Designer sound like. So, but when she broke up with Future, she had a baby for Future. Broke up with Future. Russell Wilson decided to step in. He saw value. He saw treasure in Future's trash, and he went and he pursued Miss Sierra, and they eventually got married. Awesome thing about it, for all you Christian folks, Russell Wilson had a conversation with Sierra, and they did not consummate, they did not have sex until they got married. Some folks say that's not possible these days. Some folk still holding out hope that it can happen. Whatever side of that you fall, Russell Wilson was able to do it. He was able to marry a woman that he loved, did not have sex with her before they got married, and then they eventually had a baby. So now they've been married for a while. Now, so what is the controversy? Well, the controversy is that Brother Wilson is being called a simp. He's being called a simp. The word simp is a new slang. Is a new slang that is out. Well, it's been out for a while, but it's just gaining a lot of popularity. Let me get you the exact definition here. All right, we are top notch with our research. Anyway, so simp is an internet term describing a person, usually a male, who performs excessive sympathy and attention towards a woman, sometimes in pursuit of a sexual relationship. All right. The Urban Dictionary defines it as of someone who does way too much for a person they like. Now, my thing is, like, I understand calling someone a simp in the confines of, if you like a girl and you are trying to do above and beyond, go above and beyond for her to like you back, I can understand you falling into the simp category. What I'm having a problem with, and the reason why I can understand falling in that simp category, is because a lot of times, and I'm probably get a little kickback on this, if not now, then maybe a little bit later. But a lot of times, guys don't really get the hint. They don't understand that, you doing all these nice, wonderful, and beautiful things sometimes, and I say sometimes, is being misinterpreted and misunderstood as being weak. A lot of times these guys are doing things for these ladies who have no interest in them whatsoever. And it's sad, I think, personally. You know what I mean? It's a sad situation, but it's if and ladies, you can let me know. Those of you watching, let me know if this is accurate. If she does not like you, if she's not into you, if she does not, if she's not attracted to you, if it's not something where you're able to spend good quality time, then it's a very low likelihood that she is going to eventually be like, you know what, let me give this dude a chance. Now, should she? I think so. I think that you should give Mr. Nice Guy a chance. Mr. Travis T-Dog Gamage. I'm big time when Mr. T-Dog come on the live. How you doing, my brother? They're out here calling Brother Westbrook, Brother Wilson, a simp, because he loved his wife. But no, if so, doing all this extra stuff, going above and beyond for someone who is not reciprocating in any kind of way, what like I said, that kind of puts you in the simp category. Now, there are some of us who are nice guys, right? Some of us who are nice guys, and you want to, and I think that you should, give the nice guy a shot personally, but it just seems like those nice guys ain't getting no love out here in these streets. You know what I mean? It seems, and I specifically said it seems, because I know that there are some ladies that really appreciate when things are done for them. They appreciate when you're being nice, but it's not something that is going to make her want to be with you necessarily. And it's just really what it is. You got to be cool like Brother Travis. You got to be cool like T-Dog out here. You know what I mean? He's married, ladies. Sorry, y'all can't. But you got to be cool like T-Dog out here. Have a little bit of street cred. It seems to get most of these ladies' attention these days. You know what I mean? You say, what is a nice guy? What is a nice guy? Okay, a nice guy. This is what a nice guy is. A nice guy is the guy that is going to cater to you. That's what a nice guy is. A nice guy is the guy that's going to cater to his lady. He's going to, go, like I said, do things without you necessarily having to ask. He's going to, check up on you, make sure you are right. He's going to, like I said, if he knows you like certain things, he's going to try to get those things. He might buy you a gift without being prompted to do so. Nice guys. Nice guys don't usually have any street cred. They're not, they're not street smart. They're not, hood savvy, if you will. They're a lot of times the nice guy is a little dorky. Sometimes, the nice guy is, he's not the coolest guy in the world. You get what I'm saying? That's the nice guy. The nice guy is not necessarily going to argue with you. The nice guy's going to let you win an argument and that kind of thing. So, but there's other things that make a nice guy a nice guy. Mr. Nathan Thomas, I love you, my brother, and I miss you. So the nice guy is not necessarily going to, there's different things about a nice guy, but like I said, he's not really harsh. He's not really tough. He's not firm with you necessarily. He just kind of lets you, just kind of lets you, for lack of a better word, in a lot of cases, walk over him. You know what I mean? Hey, Google. Oh, yeah, Google out here bumping. All right, so that's what a nice guy is. As opposed to now, like I said, the more rough guy, the more rugged guy, or the very cool guy like Mr. Travis, you know what I mean? And where, a lot of times women choose to show that kind of individual, the more rough, streetwise guy, a little bit more love than they do the simple nice guy. You know what I mean? But Russell Wilson, this is the culture that we live in. This is the day and time that we live in which Russell Wilson said that one of his greatest fears is to lose his wife. And it is documented how much Russell Wilson goes above and beyond for his wife. Now, here's the thing. Russell Wilson doesn't have to. Russell Wilson is a multi-millionaire. He makes millions slanging that pigskin down the field. So I saw one person on Twitter, I believe it was, they said that, you know what I mean, he's talking about, they were basically upset that Russell Wilson was scared to lose his wife when they say like Russell Wilson is, he's more popular than she is. He makes more money than she does. He's the star. He can get any girl that he wants. And why would he, basically, why would he be afraid of losing her? She should be afraid of losing him. And see, what a lot of people don't understand, and this is key for a lot of you. What a lot of people don't understand is that when that man selects his woman, no other woman matters. Not that any other woman can't get his attention, but no other woman actually matters. When he selects his woman, the one, the one that makes him, like Common says, the pimpin' me, may have to die with you. That one, then no other woman matters. Like I said, other women can get his attention. Why? Because our attention span is a little shaky sometimes. You know what I mean? Our attention span is a little shaky sometimes, and our ego, if you stroke our ego, you can get our attention. We are visual. You know what I mean? We are visual, so therefore you're going to get our attention. However, not because you get a man's attention means that you matter. This is good right here. Not because you have a man's attention, not because you get his attention doesn't mean that you matter. It just means that at this moment you're actually somewhat of a novelty is really what it is. It's just like, for instance, if a man goes to a car show, he drives his car, he goes to a car show. He goes to his car show, he sees the Ferrari and the Lamborghini and the Lotus, right? He's going to look at the Lotus, the Ferrari, and the Lamborghini and be like, whoa, man, that is a nice car. And when it rides past, his whole head's going to twist off to watch the car go by. However, he's not going to trade in his car that he has, his family car, for the Lotus and the Lamborghini, because while they're nice to look at, they don't hold him down. They're not gonna hold him down. They're not gonna, fulfill what he needs. The car that he owns is the one that he needs. The other ones, they look good and they're gonna get his attention for a moment, for a little while. You get what I'm saying? Unfortunately, yes, sometimes if a test drive is available, unfortunately, some guys will test drive. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate truth, but it's fact. Sometimes, guys will test drive, but it doesn't mean that they want to change their car. You get what I'm saying? If you get my analogy here. So when a guy selects, and that's what I'm saying. That's why y'all got to really look at whatever it is that you believe. You really have to look at what the Bible talks about, the principles in the Bible. Regardless of what you believe, the principles in the Bible explain so many different things, right? What does the Bible say? He that finds a wife finds a good thing. There is a big difference between a man that found his wife versus a woman who finds the man. There is a difference. I'm sorry to say, but there is a difference. And at the end of the day, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying let's not misunderstand that whole situation, right? It doesn't mean that you can't say hi to a fella. It doesn't mean that you can't let a fella know that, you think he's cute or whatever the case is. That's not what it means. What it means, though, however, in the selection process, when you are selecting a life partner, once that man actually selects that woman, then the other women don't matter. In the case of, like I said, okay, so Russell Wilson, while he's a multi-millionaire, he can get any woman he wants. He can get as many women as he wants. At the end of the day, what he fears losing is his wife. And it's funny because a lot of times that, if you look at it, that's really the situation with most men. With most men, that's why even when they will cheat, they will have a side chick, but they are afraid of losing their wife. That's why it is that you will be forever a side chick if you decide to fall into that role, because if he loves his wife, he's not leaving her for you. I don't care what you do. You could do tricks, flip on your head. You know, you can sparklers can come out that thing. But I don't care what you do. He's not leaving the woman that he selected. You get what I'm saying? And so, yes, so Julian and Miss Suji Hall in the house, Mrs. Davis. Is that why they lie? Yeah, but and that's what I'm saying. That's exactly why they lie. They lie not to hurt you or with our wife, but they lie because they're afraid of losing you. I told y'all before, people lie for two reasons. People lie for fear, or they lie for love. I'll say it again. People lie for fear, or they lie for love. What do I mean? Let me explain it real quick. Either they're afraid of the consequence of the truth, or they care about the person they're lying to and they're trying to prevent that person's hurt. That's really the motivation behind lies. And you say, oh, if you love me, you won't lie to me. That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. And we're not going to go through the whole lie situation again. We've gone through that in previous videos. Feel free to go check them out on my YouTube channel. Just put in the search engine Shane Walters. It will come up. My picture is there. Check out YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Anyways, but like I said, once that man selects his wife, key word, once he selects his wife, then all these others are not important. They might be fun. They might be something to do or entertaining, but they are not important. And that's just really what it is. So, you know, I don't understand why someone would refer to this man as a simp because he really loves his wife. This is crazy to me. It is insane. It is insane to me. Like I said, if you're talking about a girl you met and you trying to make her your girlfriend and you are buying her hundreds and thousands of dollars of gifts hoping that she would make you a girlfriend, that's stupid. You definitely a simp. If you're going above and beyond out of your way for somebody who has not expressed any interest in you whatsoever, you are simping to the max. Listen, your job is to show interest. If that interest is reciprocated, then you move forward into any other plans that you may have regarding that individual. But if equal interest is not being shown, save your self-respect. Have some self-respect, man. Have some self-respect. If that equal interest is not being shown, have some self-respect. And I love that the actual definition puts it at usually male, because you could simp. A lot of women are simping out here as well, hoping to change a fella's mind. Hey, Kia, you're late. I'm going to dock your check. I mean, I don't pay you, but you're still docking your check. Yeah. Here's the thing. You can only control you. That's it. You can't make anybody do something they don't want to do. You can't. You can't. And that leads me into the next topic about, somebody asked the question, why are women so much more willing to commit than men are? Really, the reason why women are so much more willing to commit than men are is because ever since you were a little girl, you were told that Prince Charming is coming, and when Prince Charming comes, he's going to sweep you off your feet. And when he sweep you off your feet, you're going to live happily ever after. So you need to make sure that you, you got to make sure you get married. That's the dream. As far as little girls are concerned, that's what you're taught, that's what you're given, that you should get married and have a family, live happily ever after, because Disney stories are real. And don't get me wrong, I believe in love. I love love. Love is something that I think is beautiful. I'm a big fan of love. However, a lot of times it doesn't work like a fairy tale. It rarely ever does. It rarely ever works like a fairy tale. And the fact of the matter is that sometimes it gets complicated. It gets so. But like I said, if you are looking to get married, then you are way more way more open to committing to a situation, even sometimes when you really shouldn't. Even sometimes when you really shouldn't. And see, watch this. Just because you want to get married and the person you're talking to wants to get married doesn't mean that y'all should marry each other. That's good right there. I'll say it one more time. I'll say it for the people in the back. Just because you want to get married and the person that you're talking to wants to get married doesn't mean that y'all should marry each other. Right? Antoinette, docking her check too. Coming in late. So, but the thing is, so what I'm saying is you cannot, when I say you can't control anyone, you cannot make someone want to marry you. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? You going above and beyond does not make her love you. You going above and beyond does not make him love you or want to marry you. It's because the thing is a lot of times we feel as though if we can show them our value, then they will want us. That's how a lot of us operate. Whether you are willing to admit it or not, whether you say it or not, a lot of times you operate in a sense thinking that if I can show them my value, I feel that I am worth it. I feel like I'm worthy. I feel like I'm worth it. I feel like I have certain value. And you're thinking to yourself, the reason why this person doesn't want to be with me or doesn't want to marry me is because they don't see the value. But if I can show them, then I can change their mind. It's not how it works. It's not your value that's at stake. That's the issue here. It's not your worth. It's not your worthiness. That's not the issue here. The issue here is that the person just doesn't want to. It's really what it is. That's really what it is. The person just flat out does not want to. All right, let's bring on our first guest for the night. All right, we're going to bring on Mr. Davis. Monsieur Davis. Kijon.
Hey, I was going to come in and give a little game up, man. Just give a little game. And it goes exactly into what you were just saying. You were saying like a lot of women want to, or men or women, they're going to give their all. They're going to overachieve and what they believe is overachieving in the relationship and their feelings and being there. What you feel is overachieving doesn't necessarily mean that you overachieving.
Boy, you coming on here talking good already.
What you feel is the right thing to do doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing. What you feel you're doing doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing anything. My friend told me a long time ago, right? He asked for a sandwich. I bought him a sandwich, and I said, hey, you should be happy with that sandwich. And he asked me a question, why? Because I bought it for you. Be grateful. He said, you bought me a sandwich I didn't want. Why the hell would I be grateful for that? Pow. You're doing everything that you think is right for you. I know you'll get a chuckle off of that.
Are you sure that's what your friend said?
You say what?
Are you sure that's what your friend said?
I'm positive what my friend said. No, I'm saying, but y'all giving y'all all in this, and everybody misses the point. Like, I'm doing all of this. You're not doing any, like, have you actually figured out the why or the want from the person on the opposite side, whether it be man or woman. I'm doing. Go ahead. What'd you say?
You're preaching good.
Oh no,
Keep
I'm
doing.
just saying, like, everybody say, oh, when I'm in a relationship, I'm this. So it doesn't, even with the car analogy, it's the same thing. Like, oh, look at me. I know you want me. I'm a Lamborghini. Yeah. Don't do what I needed to do. First of all, I'm too big for a Lamborghini. It's nice to look at.
Fit.
Hey, it's fast.
It's though. Moreover, that thing kick the tires.
Hey, I'm telling you, but I prefer SUV. I prefer SUV.
Yeah.
Any SUV would be better than a Lamborghini for me. A Mitsubishi SUV would be better than a Lamborghini for me because I can't fit in a Lamborghini comfortably. So essentially, what you feel that you are doesn't matter when you're in a relationship. Y'all miss the relation in the relationship, in the ship too. Y'all don't get on the ship. Y'all watch it. Y'all wave at it and hold up signs while it passes by and miss the relation with the ship that you're supposed to have. It's really crazy to me that everybody feels that they're the right thing for their relationship or their partner or somebody else, or it's somebody else. It's you. It's you. If you not, it's you. It's always you. It's never the other person. It's never you can't get them right. Men ain't right. Men dogs. No, it's you. It's you.
No. So once again, you're a married brother.
Happily.
Why did you get married?
Because I loved her. I just wanted her. Tanya did everything that I wanted her to do. And it made me happy. It influenced my happiness with her.
Let me ask you a question. Was Tanya your only option?
Hold on, she's still on?
Huh?
She's still on here?
No. I'm not talking about while you were with Tanya. I know while you were with Tanya, it was only her. I know.
I'm sorry. This nigga asked me a crazy question.
I know Tanya was only her. No, but seriously, I know the one you were Tanya was only her. Because when you were with Tanya, like, I can vouch for that. You was all about Tanya. It's annoying, but you was all about Tanya. But I'm talking about over the course of your existence, since you've been marrying age, if you will, was she the only option that you had your whole life?
I'm gonna kick it 100. You knew our situation, right? And before we got to a point where we wanted to come back together, after our break, I had options. I chose her. It's not even playing. Like, I had options. I chose.
So let me ask you, did she have the most money, the highest degree? What else do women think for some reason we want? Did you wear nothing but red bottoms and have long eyelashes all the time? And like,
let's kick it 100. She ain't wear lashes at the time. She got her eyebrows done, and she used to wear the low nails. I don't even like the long nails anyway. But yeah, she wasn't like to say that she was somebody that to the world would be, oh, this is the choice. It didn't matter what the world viewed.
It didn't matter.
It was what I viewed. She was everything I wanted her to be. I know what y'all people gonna think and say, and it's a controlling ass why she got to be everything you wanted her to be, because that's what I want. That's what I want to spend my life with. Something or someone I want to be with that does everything I want. That's my life partner. It's something I want. If I needed her, it's so much like needing somebody is so different than wanting somebody. When you do stuff that people want, that when you do things when you want to, when it's a want, when it's you like, you guys miss it. She did everything I wanted her to do. She was as beautiful as I wanted her to be, as sexy as I wanted her to be, because the person that she was attracted me.
But see, that's the thing. I love what you said there. The person that she was attracted you. She did not find out what you find sexy and then became that. She did not find out what you want her to do, then did that. She was that already. That's why it says, he that finds a wife. She's a wife already. Not saying that because you're not found, you're not a wife. You might just not be his wife. You a wife to somebody else. You might not be his wife. And that's why I tell you, all, like, especially if you're single, you need to date. Because you can't keep putting your eggs in one basket and trying to make that round peg fit into that square hole just because you don't have no more pegs or holes. Sounded okay, but yeah, you have to, whatever you are already is going to be perfect for someone. If you and that's the thing, and when you are found to be that thing that you already are, you just naturally are that thing. When you are found to be that thing, a selection will be made. Then you are found. Because at the end of the day, it's like this. It's like you're going shopping, right? And you're trying to find the right pair of jeans. Let's go with that. You're going shopping and you're trying to find the right pair of jeans. Yes, there are plenty of jeans. And yes, you know what? This jeans might fit some type of what, if you can get it over your, but it's not the perfect size for me. It's still jeans, but it's just not the perfect jeans for me. It's you know what I mean? Like, I need a 32. It's a 30, where the 30 might be perfect for Darren, for instance, because you know what I mean. So it's like, you got to understand, like, men are not afraid to commit. Men are afraid to commit to something that they don't want.
People like to develop a stigma for things that they experience because of their own their ability not to see things. You develop your own idea of what situations are because you fail to see what the situation is. Like, a lot of people shop, and I'm gonna use the same analogy. A lot of people shop trendy, but trendy may not fit you. A lot of people shop, they shop for the hey, I got these, but then when you wear the trendy these out, you don't feel good. You're self-conscious about what you have on because the way it makes you look, because it doesn't look like the trendy picture. So when you're comfortable, when you feel like you have something that actually fits, that brings out you're confident. So when you search for a mate, why search for a trendy person or what you think is trendy, what you think is popular? Why not search for what you like?
And that's the thing. And you know what? And like I said, either it's a situation where you're not the right fit, or that person's just not ready to buy. And either way, you need to let it be. Antoinette says every will have them stick up bush. Yeah, you just might not be the right home.
Every hoe. Nah, you gotta explain that to me. Every hoe had them stick a bush. I don't.
Not be the right hole to stick. A hoe is a garden tool, sir.
No,
it's a piece of iron to till the ground.
Yeah.
Right? To till the ground, but you need to put a stick in it for it to actually work. So, yeah. So basically, when you buy the hoe, you don't get a stick. You used to have to go to the woods basically and cut a stick that is going to fit the hoe. But all the holes are not necessarily the same size because they were handmade. So you had to find the right stick to fit the right hole.
That sounds like a Caribbean Jamaican proverb. I go to Winn-Dixie. I mean, not Winn-Dixie. What is it called? Home Depot, and they got hoes with sticks in them.
Well, that's the saying. That, well, now you're supposed to stick in them. That's you can't.
It's hoes with sticks in them.
But that's the thing. Well, let me ask you. And see, like I said, I love when the married brother comes on because I'm out here on dollar bill status, and people think that I'm just making this stuff up. You know what I mean? I get folk in my inbox with all sorts of ridiculousness. Like for instance, like because I remember, like, there are plenty of times people call me and ask me, "Oh, why don't you talk to this preacher? Why don't you try to date this woman of God and that woman of God or whatever the case is?" And I'm like, nah. I mean, I don't. I'm not. You know, I know. I'm. No, I don't do that. You know what I mean? I got in my inbox this week. Oh, there was a picture on Facebook. Oh, y'all look good together. Okay, thanks. Like, what do you want me to do with that particular thing? Like, you know, I'm trying to figure out like what. Okay, so let me ask y'all, especially the ladies, y'all like to do that. When you tell people that they look good, are you expecting that because they look good together, they're supposed to be like, oh, for real, we look good? Okay, let's get married. Is that the expectation? You know what I mean? And so it's like I said, you may want to get married, and the guy that you meet or you're talking to may want to get married, but you may not need to marry each other. And that's just flat out. But like I said, when he finds that thing, he's going to go get it. When he finds that treasure, he's going to go after it. When he finds that wife, he's going to make her his wife. And like I said, not saying that you're not a wife. One of the wifely women I know is Antoinette Foster. But I can't marry her even though I see that she is wifely. That's my cousin, and I don't feel like moving to Alabama.
Oh, wait, she's in Alabama?
No, but you can marry your cousin in Alabama. Well, technically it's legal to marry your cousin in Florida, but still, we ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? But I can see her value as a wife. But that doesn't mean that she's my wife. I can't I would never. So me not, like I said, me not being with her doesn't devalue her as a wife. It's just that she's not mine. Either because it just doesn't fit, or I don't want to be a husband. Because that's the thing, and that's the part. Like, it seems like men, you know, folk feel like men don't have a choice whether they want to be a husband or not. Like, before you can be his wife, he needs to choose to be a husband. You can't build the house without counting the cost. That's just flat out what it is. You have to count the cost before you build a house. You have to count the cost before you decide you want to make somebody your husband, or accept somebody as your husband, or make someone your wife. It has nothing to, it's not about fear. I've never met a man, and Darren, you can tell me, Brother Gunther, God bless you, I see you on here, you can let me know as well. Have you ever met a brother? Have you ever spoken to a brother where he's like, you know what, man, this woman is the one. She is perfect for me. I just can't see myself without her, but I'm afraid to get married.
Nah, it's no fear in that. And the thing, it ties into what we said the last time we was on live together. Stop dating for marriage, and just date. If we stop doing things for this specific thing, and we do it because it feels good, or it's what I want to do for the moment. Like, a lot of people get on the girl Lori Harvey for dating a lot of, well, it's not even a lot. She dated about 5 superstars. It's not even a lot of people. She's just in the limelight, but she's dating. She's trying to figure out what's right for her.
Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying as she should. She definitely should. She got to find, like, because you look at the guys she dated, they're like different kind of guys. I mean, now she with B. Jordan, you know what I mean? That's a good ticket right there, you know, if you're a lady. But you know what I mean? And like, I want to criticize her, and it's because we've been brainwashed into thinking like, oh, I must date with purpose. I must date to, like, there's a big step. There's a lot of steps between dating and marriage. There's a lot of steps going on in there.
Yo,
There's dating, figuring out, okay, do I even want to give you my time? Do I like you? Like, do we have the same, are we equally yoked? Do we have the same kind of ambitions and equally yoked? And here's another misconception, which rolls me right into B. Simone.
mm-hmm.
B. Simone did some stuff that got y'all thinking that she was right, and she's not. I'm sorry, she's not. She said, what she said was, she said that before women start asking for certain things, they need to have certain things. So before you ask for a guy that makes $75,000, you have to. Before you ask for a guy that's educated, you got to be educated. That's not how men work. We don't work. That's the thought process of a female and a man who is really not ready. That's not how it works. But let me read this question real quick. It says, so why are you guys dating women you know want to get married then? Because women lie. I'm gonna tell you all the truth. Women lie. They you see, back in the day, somebody pointed out to me that back in like the 90s or whatever the case is, men used to lie to women and tell them that they want to get married, even though they didn't want to get married, and strung them on for years upon years upon years. Nowadays, what is happening is men have gotten to a more truthful place, and women started lying. Women started saying that they were okay with things that they really were not okay with. And so therefore, it's not a matter of, like I said, in most cases that I know of, once again, most cases I know of, Darren, you can tell me if that's what you know as well. In most cases, when a guy's hanging with a girl and he's not marriage-minded, that girl is saying that it's okay. That she doesn't really matter to her. I don't know a lot of brothers out here right now who's lying to women, telling them they want to get married when they don't. I just don't know a lot.
So why we?
I'm saying it doesn't happen at all.
And help me understand. Other than for like tax purposes, what is married? Like what y'all get out this word married? Like other than tax purposes, like because for me it helps me a lot. I'm not even gonna lie, because let me explain to you. I used to be 1099 for a while, so my wife return helped me pay back the government what I owe. So other than
brother, how you doing, Ian? Long time no see, man. Go ahead.
Other than tax purposes, what is married? Like what is it? Like who cares? If you're dating to get married, or if you want to get married, you're doing and wanting, that's not what you really want. Commitment, companionship, covenant, you can have that without the certificate. And you can do that through dating.
Yeah, don't say that to the good church.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead, good church folks.
Good.
I'm lying.
All right, Ian says this. Ian says the truth is, whenever a man meets a wife, he knows immediately. What'd I just say?
I wouldn't say immediately.
Yeah. You know whether she wifey or not, wifey material or not. What do you know is whether she's your wife. But you know when to take wifey material off a rip.
That is true. You do know if she's wifey material. Not if she's your wifey material, but if she's wifey material, yeah, you.
That's two different things.
Exactly.
No, I'm like I said. No, you know when she wifey material, because you know when she wifey or she belongs to the streets. Yeah. So, but to your point though, marriage situation, you married because it's like Julian is saying here, it's the law of the land, right? If you paper Bible saved, if you paper Bible saved, then yeah, you follow the law of the land. You go before the preacher and you say some vows that you really mean, because you did say till death do us part, and you ain't dead. But in any case, but if you paper Bible saved, you're gonna say whatever you want to say to the preacher, whatever the case is, and do that. But the what you want out of the marriage is not just to have the ceremony, but you want the companionship, you want the partnership, you want the security. And a lot of times women have that, but because they don't have the ring or whatever the case is, then they don't feel fulfilled. And like I said, and that's fine. I'm not telling you that you should stay in an unmarried state even though you have everything that you would have got out of the marriage. If you want the ring, that's fine. You get what I'm saying? But don't think that because you want the ring, the brother that is giving you the companionship, the partnership, and whatever, and the love, whatever, don't think that he wants the ring too. It's just
And that's the thing. When you take it there, when you take it there, you sit down, you sit back, and you say, "What do I actually want? Like, what do I actually want out of marriage?" When you think honestly, it's not. Most women don't think, I can't wait to sign those papers. Most women think, I can't wait to have a wedding. Most women think, I can't wait to find a partner. But then you put everything on signing the papers, getting the ring.
Yeah, because there's a thought process. It's kind of like there's a thought process. Like, I remember back in the day, people talk about they want to get married because once you get married, then that will take care of you wanting sex, right? And that is not, being married doesn't stop you from wanting sex. It doesn't stop you from wanting sex with other people. It's just not true. We gotta change that and understand that, being married is about, like I said, it's about an agreement. It's a covenant, and we're going to build this thing called life together, right? And we're going to do it in such a way where you are my everything, I am your everything, and that's what we're doing. However, because you're my everything, don't mean I don't want a little something else. It's just really what it is. So, but if I am, as Anthony said, paper Bible saved, then I'm going to abstain from my extracurricular desires. If you in certain types of marriages, then you know what, y'all come together in y'all extracurricular activities, whatever the case is, depending on how that particular marriage itself works. But we gotta stop thinking that marriage is the end all and be all, and understand that. I think I talked about it like a few videos back. Go to my YouTube channel. We do have the videos on there. We talked about this stuff earlier. Just go and check it out. YouTube, just put my name, Shane Walters, and subscribe. Anyway, so but I talked about it before, where marriage is the beginning. It's the beginning of that agreement that y'all gonna do this thing together. Julian says, so is it okay to be with a woman you selected and not be married?
Yeah.
No, that's a
it is. Yeah. Why do y'all? The thing is, y'all complicate this thing so much. It's really simple. I want to be with you. That's it. If I want to be with you, I'm gonna be with you. I don't have to be marriage minded to be. What is marriage minded? Like, sign the paper minded? Like, y'all missing the point. The whole point is to cherish each other together.
But I think that's the thing. I think the situation, a man's idea of what makes him committed to his woman versus a woman's idea of what makes a man commit.
There you go.
To the, and I think that's just really what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe in marriage. I encourage marriage. Listen, if you find that person, lock it down. If you like it, put a ring on. You know what I mean? I definitely encourage marriage. But what I'm saying is that if you are not married and you are talking to someone, doesn't mean that you are going to, like I say, you should marry them, because they might not be ready. They might not want to. They might not. You get what I'm saying? And you talk about the fact that, like, what you think is important may not be important to me. Like, I know one thing that I run into personally. I've run into a lot. I've had a whole argument with a young lady that I was talking to back in the day. He was like, "Oh, I do this and I do that, and da 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 da." And I was, I didn't say it at the time, but I'm thinking to myself, like, I've never dated anybody that doesn't do this and do that. Like, what you're doing, even though I appreciate, it's not unique. It's kind of like a requirement, really. You know what I mean? For me to even give you the time of day, to be honest with you. So the value that you're putting on it, it's not the same value I put on, because it's regular to me. It's normal to me. You're going above and beyond what you usually do. And really, because I know that you don't usually do this, then it actually diminishes the value of it. You know what I mean? Antoinette says, well, Julian says, it doesn't work for the church. Antoinette says, if it wasn't for the church, I wouldn't get married.
I think y'all missing the point.
Don't ignore your faith. Do not ignore your belief. But understand that your belief and your faith may be putting you at a little bit of a disadvantage to the situation. It sounds funny for me to say that, but it's kind of true though. And y'all know I don't speak church, I speak truth. And I got to tell y'all, like, being a Christian does hinder you in the marriage game. It does. It flat out does. I'm not even gonna hold you. Especially when you get older and you want to wait until marriage to have sex and all this stuff here. That puts you in a little bit of category that's gonna make things a little bit difficult for you. Difficult for you. I'm gonna get to you in a second.
I want y'all to understand, like, I'm married. I asked my wife, I said, I woke up one morning and I said, let's go get married at the courthouse. I called my pastor and I said, meet me at the courthouse the same day. I didn't plan it. I didn't make like all these arrangements or anything like that. I woke up one morning and I said, hey, let's get married. Let's go to the courthouse. And
you officially got married in your car.
You said what?
You officially got married in your car, didn't you?
Officially in my car. Officially. And that's why it's things like that. I want y'all to understand, like, I love my wife and I love being married to my wife. But what you guys are trying to do is not the path to getting where you want to get. Being marriage minded had nothing to do with me telling her I wanted to marry her. Being marriage minded had nothing to do with me proposing to her. Focusing on us and our relation, and the ship that we were going on to get there. I like that analogy. Anyway, I'm gonna write that down later and use it for my agents. Anyway, us focusing on us and our relationship got us to a point where I woke up one morning and I just knew that she needed to change her last name. It was a pride thing. It was an ego thing for me, for her to change her last name. She no longer was supposed to be a Hall. She was supposed to be a Davis in my mind. I woke up that morning, I said, nah. She's not going to be a Hall anymore. She's going to be a Davis. That was the marriage part for me that morning. Everything else was done during the relationship, building that relation between each other.
So here's where I'm going to get myself in trouble. Now, us church folk was told that, and a lot of women are being told that if they don't hold out the sex, then they'll never get married. Was that what happened with your marriage?
Nah, she first time she came over, she was putting out.
Now let me. I got to protect myself. Listen, I'm not advocating for you putting out first time, or whatever the case is. But my point is, it doesn't matter. Like I say, hold on to your faith. I'm with you. I'm backing you up. Hold on to your faith. But my point is, it doesn't matter. Okay, they tell you don't live together or you never get married. Is that a fact?
That's not a fact, because we lived together and we got married.
So she put out on the first date, y'all lived together, and you still married her?
Still married.
You didn't think she was loose?
Not at all.
Didn't think she was a garden tool or nothing?
Didn't care.
It don't matter.
Didn't care.
All these things that we're just lining up to say we got to do this, got to do that, and it has to be this way, and it has to be that way. It don't have to be no way. The fact of the matter is, you ever watch that movie Two Can Play That Game?
Yeah, I've seen that.
At the end of the movie, after she's been given all these rules and she's telling people this is what you have to do in order to get a man to do this is what you got to do, and this is what you got to do. At the end of the movie, she came to the conclusion, and the right conclusion, that, you know what, none of this stuff matters. At the end of the day, if he wants you to have his last name, he will give it to you. If he don't,
he won't. No.
Or guess what? If he don't and you make him, he'll give you his last name, but he won't give you all of him.
Will not.
And that's just flat out what it is.
Exactly.
So before you answer this question for me, sir, do you think that Brother Russel Wilson, he says his biggest fear is losing his wife. He goes above and beyond for her, because he doesn't want to lose her. Do you think that he is a simp?
How can I answer this? Let me answer this. And the short way, no. The long way, why does any other nigga care? I'm sorry, I said nigga. I didn't mean to say that. Why do we care?
Say nigga if you gotta say nigga.
I'm just saying, nigga. You know, why do we care though? Like if he do what he do for his wife, my nigga, that's that nigga. I don't care. I never looked at the next man and said, "Wow, he's not doing enough for his wife." I don't care what he's doing for his wife. I'm doing what I'm doing for my wife. I am so like blown by how much people care about what another man does for his wife. And then I'm blown at the fact that women are saying that he is a simp or this, and she should have stayed with Future. Like women, I'm gonna say it again because I said it on the post and somebody got angry with me on the post. I'm not gonna say anything. But most women these days are attracted to abuse. Most women are attracted to abuse, whether it be mental, whether it be physical, or whether it be emotional. They are attracted to abuse. They want somebody to hurt them so they can have something to talk about.
I hear women say this. Oh, I need a man that can handle me. Why do you have to be handled? You're not a pit bull. You're not a pit. Why you got to be handled? You ain't luggage. You should be grown enough to be able to govern your own actions as a grown person and not need some rough, tough nigga to be out here slanging you all over the place for you to behave yourself. Really?
It's become a trend to be crazy.
Oh, you know my mouth. That's not something to be proud of. And see, that's what I'm saying. We have this It's like we want somebody to be aggressive with us just in our regular lives. Aggression, say that for the bedroom, baby. Somebody shouldn't have to be aggressive with you in your regular life. You're an adult. Somebody should have to tell you to be quiet. Somebody shouldn't have to tell you not to nag. Somebody shouldn't have to tell you, and let me say for the fellas, because I got to do that, somebody gonna get mad. Somebody shouldn't have to tell you to pick up your clothes. Somebody shouldn't have to tell you, you know what I mean? Like, we're adults here. Why do you need somebody that's going to... Anyways.
It's become trendy to be difficult and then to want to be handled in an aggressive fashion.
And it's not cool. And it's funny because, like, unfortunately, it's our black queens that have that mentality. Yeah, I said it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you know, and then when the brother shows up with a snow bunny, oh, he wants somebody that's weak and submissive. Yeah. And no man want to fight every day with you. For what?
Especially the entrepreneur, like, and we said this in another post, especially the entrepreneurs in the business and the 9 to 5, but not the whatever you want, the men who actually, you know, work and they're in a place in their life where they're building. We don't want to come home to that shit. Like, we don't want you to, stop. Don't argue with me. Don't nag me. Don't do it. Yes, I want you to do the things I want you to do when I get off work. That makes me happy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the thing that triggers, yo, I made a good choice here. Don't nobody want to come and have to put it on the table every day. You know how much struggle we have in the marketplace, especially as black men? We got to prove ourselves. We got to prove we're not thugs. We got to prove that we're actually smart. We got to prove that we're on the same level as our Caucasoid counterpart. You know what I mean?
Take the criticism that we are who we are, and they didn't expect us to be smart and expect us to articulate ourselves the way that we do and expect us to be able to exceed the goals that they place in front of us. Take that criticism that they're always shocked, even though we do it repeatedly. I'm speaking from self-experience.
I'm hurt, my brother.
I am hurt. So with all that we do, we don't want to hear that. I don't want to deal with your mouth. I don't care what type of mouth you got unless
what that mouth
exactly. And like, that's not that trendy. Ain't really what a real man want. And you know, the women who saying that is all the women who don't have a man. Every woman who got rules to having a man or what a man has to do ain't been in a successful relationship yet. I said every woman, and I said every woman that has stipulations, and I love y'all. If this pertains to you, you know, y'all know who I love y'all. Every woman that has stipulations on what a man should not be in a relationship or how it should go with some organization type thing hasn't been in a successful relationship.
That is. I would agree with that.
Some people won't. Some people won't, because I'm stepping on some toes right here. I'm just.
Well, Antoinette says, Julie says she's not changing the last name. I don't know about all that. Anyways, she also says she not gonna marry no pussy not bug. Sorry, fellas, church fellas, basically she's not gonna marry somebody without knowing what they working with. That's what she said. Guess she ain't paper Bible says. Anyways, as I said, we were definitely told that. I think the generation before us, virgins were a thing. Don't get me wrong, if you're a virgin, keep being a virgin and do that, you know what I mean? But, you know, keep being a virgin. Why not? You know, if that's what you want to do and that's what you believe and that's where you find your peace, yeah, do that. But don't think that if you not being a virgin or a virgin raises your value in some type of way. At the end of the day, the person that is for you will see your value and they will receive it as such. Guess what? Sometimes the person who's not for you will see your value and they'll take whatever you give. Anyways, Internet says, but I think they feel like laid back personalities are all boring in the bedroom. I don't know about all that. Yeah, one ain't got nothing to do with the other. Promise you that much. Nothing to do with the other. Brother be chilling out in these streets, but a beast in the sheets.
Your personality had nothing to do with getting men in the bedroom. You ain't got to have it. It don't matter. We gonna smash regardless. It don't matter. You can be boring as hell. We still gonna be like, she boring as hell. I'm still gonna smash, and if it's good, we gonna be like, she boring as hell, but she know how to like. It's the same. What the personality? Y'all digging too much into it, baby.
so here's the thing. Like I said, yeah, your personality, the man's personalities, your personality in real life, that don't have nothing to do with your personality in the bedroom. You know what I mean? You say that's why they like thugs, because they think you don't get that thug loving. Yeah, well, I mean, once again, speculation and erroneous thought processes out here in these streets. Because, like I said, I you know what, I'm not a thug, but anyway. Marlene says I'm a child. Y'all trying to me. Whatever, Marlene. Whatever, ma'am. Anyways, but yeah. So, like I said, it's. But to wrap up, what we're saying here is like, listen, when the fella is ready, he will make a selection. Not before. Now you can force him into it, but he still hadn't made a selection. There's a lot of men that are married but never selected a wife. Oh, that's good right there. There's a lot of men that are married but they never selected a wife. And so therefore, they're not going to abide by those lines. You know what I mean? It's just really what it is. But when he's ready, when he's ready, he will make a selection. When he selects that woman, then no other woman matters. Not saying that women are going to stop looking good. Not saying that women are going to stop being attractive, but they're not going to matter. That's the key word. They're not going to matter. So men are not afraid of commitment. That's not the fear that we have. We don't have the fear of commitment. Men are not afraid of it. Somebody told me that they see fear all over me. They can see I'm so afraid of commitment. I'm not afraid of commitment at all. I've been in the same business for 7 long years. I ain't got no problem committing. Been in the same church. I wear, I wore 1 pair of jeans. I wore 2 pairs of jeans a whole year one time, just 2. Commitment is not the issue here. It's a matter of, like I said, when he is ready, he'll make a selection. And he will select who he believes is his wife. How long that takes, and there's nothing that you can do. There is no thing that you can There is no thing that you can say that's going to make him want to do that. It's just point blank what it is. It's point blank what it is. All right. So, Anthony, so ladies, don't be afraid to date the dorks. That's right. Date them dorks. Marlene says, oh, yes, you are afraid of commitment. I don't. Look, Marlene, like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you're saying things because you feel like you know what you're talking about, and you just flat out don't. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no understanding of men, and you definitely have zero understanding of me and my thought process. I've been through a long journey to get to a place where I realize that I just don't want to get married. I'm not afraid of anything. I've been engaged twice. I was trying to get married since I was 17 years old, trying to get married. I got to a point where I just plain and simply just, at this moment, I mean, I reserve the right to change my mind when I get good and ready. So so you repeating that statement is really silly. It really is. It's so utterly silly. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Yeah, fear has nothing to do with any of it, because there's nothing to be afraid. What am I afraid of? Afraid of getting breakfast every morning, afraid of my house being clean, afraid of clothes being washed, afraid of having sex every night. Like, how does it even make sense to you? Yeah, Angela says being afraid and not being ready are two different things. They're absolutely two different things. You know what I mean? She said you will find someone that will make you change your mind. I have no, I'm sure. Why not? I'm open to that all day. Why not? Find that person that's just so amazing and spectacular that I just can't live without. Sure, I'm open to it. But like I said, at this current moment, I'm really good. Where I'm at, who's in my life, who's not in my life, I'm pretty good. I'm enjoying this thing called life. You understand what I'm saying? And so, like I said, fear has nothing to do with it. And like I said, I reserve the right to change my mind. I can wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? I want to get married. The difference between me and, you know, and a lot of other folks, I mean, it may not make it personal, but between me and a lot of other folks, that if I decide tomorrow that I want to get married, I can be married in 3 months. It's that easy. It's really easy to get married. Being married is not hard. It's not difficult as far as from a man's standpoint. Because at the end of the day, women control the sex, men control the marriage. That's really how it goes. So I can get married, like I said, in 3 months. If I woke up tomorrow, today is what? I don't even know what today's date is. But if I woke up tomorrow and be like, yeah, I want to get married, I'm married in 3 months. This is really how it goes. You know what I mean? But like I said, when you don't want to, you just don't want to. Fear has nothing to do with it. I ain't afraid of nothing but God. Hallelujah. Like I said, it's always amazing to me when people just kind of pull out, just pull out opinions and things out of thin air that have no foundation whatsoever. And you could just say it because you can say it. And you know what I mean? It's like, why do that? Why say just because you can say? That's just like, really, Kia? Oh Lord. Okay. I said 2 weeks. Okay. But like I said, don't just pull out things because you heard it somewhere. You know what I mean? And like I said, and a lot of stuff that you hear from women. Have you ever in your life, tell me today, any one of you, Have you ever in your life heard a man say that, you know what, I found the one, she's amazing, I want her to be my wife, but I'm afraid to get married? Have you ever heard that? You've never heard it. The reason why he's not married to you is because he doesn't want to be married to you. He's not afraid. Because you know what? All of you have seen this guy that's afraid of getting married, or this guy that's not ready break up, and a few months later or within 6 months is married to some other chick. Fear has nothing to do with it. Darren says, I don't think anyone can make you change your mind. We pretty much have a mind made up as men. We're just waiting for somebody to fit that criteria. And you know, and like I said, he's right. You know what I mean? Look. Yeah, but like I said, we just, you know, we get in the habit of just saying things that's just flat out not true. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to say men are afraid of commitment. Not when he has a subscription to Hulu. That's a commitment. He has a cable bill. That's a commitment. But it's a commitment of stuff that he actually wants to have. Now, here's the thing. I'll say for me personally, I'll be honest with you, I think I'm not missing anything in my life. And I think that's just really where I'm at. I'm not missing anything. And I think the people that are in my life, you know, family, friends, and otherwise, they're taking care of me. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, so, and I'm not saying like that's the reason. I'm just saying that a lot of times people, you know, just think they know stuff, and like, I don't have, there are a lot of you that feel a void because you're not married. And that's one of the reasons why women are so quick to commit, because they feel a void by not being married. And that comes from, once again, just, you know, the fairy tale conditioning, the Disney conditioning. A lot of times, you know, some folks just don't feel fulfilled until they have a husband, or feel fulfilled that, like, I don't have a void. I really don't. I don't have one. And I've spoken to a therapist about this lack of a void, just in case, you know. And so I really appreciate your professional diagnosis, Ms. Marlene, but you really have no idea what you're talking about. So like I said, I was spoken to a therapist about this lack of a void, and you know what? It's okay. She told me that it's okay. I just don't want to. And it's just flat out. So like I said, if you're talking to a guy and he's not trying to be married to you, it's because either, number one, he is not ready. Number two, he doesn't feel like you are who he should be married to. Or number three, you know what? I don't know what the other number three is. It's usually those two reasons. Internet says, I don't feel a void not being married. The only void is sex at the moment. Oh Lord, I need somebody to find a scripture that will allow Antoinette to have some sex, because, you know, she'll be fine after that. And Darren says they don't have Marlene says nothing is wrong with being single. It is wrong being married to the wrong person. I agree. And I think there's I wouldn't say nothing wrong being single. I think something wrong is being single if you don't want to be single. I think if you want to be single, if you want to be married, you should take the necessary steps, therefore, to prepare yourself for marriage. But I think one of the things you're gonna need to do if you want to get married, you're going to need to date. And I would suggest you date multiple people so that you don't try to put everything on this one individual to fulfill all of your needs. That's just really, that's good advice from me to you. Don't put it all on, you know what I mean? Date a few people so that you can select the person that actually fits you instead of trying to fit into a situation that just shouldn't be. Darren says they don't have a void either. They say that so much. They say that so much more. They feel that so much that they create their own void within themselves. When that's not really the case, it just sounds interesting. And then, like I said, you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. If I wanted to get married, or if anybody wants to get married, then do what is necessary in order to do so. Find the right person, fellas. Be the right person, ladies. Let it be known that you are available. You know what I mean? Be nice. Smile at the fellas when they come and talk to you, whatever the case is, and then you have a chance of being married. You know what I mean? It's just really what it is. But if you are single and are not making any strides towards interaction with another individual, then what would be the basis? How you plan on getting married? I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, they were asking me about dating apps, and I'm like, yeah, they asked me about Christian dating apps, and I was like, well, Christian dating app is tricky because there's not a lot of real Christians on Christian dating apps. But if you're going on there just to, find a couple people to hang out with, go on a couple dates or whatever, that's cool. And the person said, they don't do that because they date with a purpose, that date with a purpose thing. Another thing that people just pull out of their behinds, that really, that's not how stuff works. Anyways, but, I'm like, well, you got to be single for a minute if you don't change your mindset. And it's just really what it is, because if you are not willing to date, get to know people, and everybody you're trying to size up for marriage, then you put yourself at a handicap. Like I said, it is facts. The religion is designed for young people to get married. That's what religion is designed for. Religion is designed, especially Christianity, is designed for young people to get married. The rules and regulations that are to be followed as far as Christianity is Barry, don't be telling these ladies to go have sex with other people. Anyways, dating with a purpose is the courting phase. Yeah, once you have found this person that you can vibe with, y'all on the same page, you want the same things, or you can support and be a helpmeet too, then okay, select that individual and date them with the knowledge that we're heading somewhere. But before you get there, you need to learn how to figure out what men are now. A lot of you are dating in 2021 with a 1997 mindset. It's different. It's not the same. It really isn't. It's not the same. 2021 dating is not the same as 1997 dating. I'm sorry to tell you. Your 1997 thought process is not going to make it in 2021. You got to see what's out there, see what the thought process is, see where people's heads are at, so that you can make a good decision, so you can see where you're at. You can make it a good decision. Like I said, the rules of Christianity when it comes to dating and so on and so forth is really designed, like I said, for young people to get married. Once you get to an older position, then it does, like I said, it does kind of put you at a little bit of a disadvantage, because you got to think about it. You're going to tell a 40-year-old man that he has to wait a year to have sex with you who has 2 children? Like, the fact that you have 2 children means that you're not a virgin. Sometimes your baby is 1 and you're trying to date. So last year you was okay to have sex, but for some reason this year, with the last guy was able to have sex with you, but for some reason now I have the pleasure of not being able to have sex with you. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of thought processes that you have to figure out and overcome. Now, like I said, Russell, you know, people talk about the fact that Russell Wilson, I just mentioned, Russell Wilson did not have sex with Sierra before he got married. But a couple things. Number one, Russell Wilson was a virgin. Number two, Russell Wilson was a young man. He was saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. He was a young man who had never had sex. So really the onus or the pressure of that situation was really on Sierra because, you know, she was the virgin. I'm not saying she was loose, but I'm just saying she wasn't a virgin. So the pressure was on her, really. So, I mean, you know, if you can find you a fella who is in his late 30s, early 40s, who doesn't want to, who's a virgin and doesn't want to have sex, then yeah, then you're in a good spot. You can tell him that you got to wait a year or two because y'all not getting married right now. You can tell him he got to wait a year or two before y'all. It's difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's difficult, right? So, Kia, you wanted to come on? Press the button again. I'll let you come on. Antoinette says he's a virgin. Yeah, he was a virgin. Darren says you don't have to have a pristine path to follow Jesus, church people. You can't. The other thing, you're never going to find someone that we fit perfectly with if it just hasn't happened. Find that 67% fit and cultivate it, build it to something that's perfect for you. Antoinette says, okay, I want to marry a virgin and make him think the sun and the moon rises between my legs. By all means, if you can find him, marry him. I'm all for it. Listen, here's the thing. You know what I want? This is what I want. I want you to all have exactly what you want. I want you to get exactly what you want, the way that you want it. But the fact of the matter is, you're not. It's not going to happen. You know what? And it's just not going to happen. And it's just really what it is. You know what I mean? You have to change the way you're thinking about things, the way you look at things, the real, and understand the reality of the situation and be willing to work within the reality of that situation. Now, ladies, I'm not telling you to open your legs. Please don't say that, hey, you know what? He said to open my legs. I'm not telling you that, but I am letting you know it's going to be difficult to find a guy that doesn't want you to and is willing to wait around 2 years to sample used goods. It sounds foul, but it's just really what it is. Barry, I don't know if you're grown enough to be answering Antoinette. Oh man. So yeah, and so finally to address, I touched on it a little bit, but to address the thought process that you have to match the kind of man that you want, right? That you have to match the kind of man that you want is ludicrous. Men are not looking for women to match them. That's not what we are looking for. We're not looking for women to match us. We're not looking for women to make the same amount of money as us or more. We're not looking for women to have the same level of education we do or more. We're not looking for women to, you know, have a house because we have a house. Literally, if you want to do all that, that is perfectly fine. But the fact of the matter is, we don't care. We don't care. Like, and honestly, a lot of times your accomplishments can be, let me keep it real with you, your accomplishment can be a little bit of a deterrent a lot of times. And it's not because men are intimidated necessarily. Some men are. I'll give it to you. Some men are intimidated by successful women. But it's not necessarily intimidation, but the fact of the matter is a lot of times when women are more successful than men, then the respect level is not there as it should be. And I know you were told that the number one need of a man is sex. No. Number one thing a man needs is respect. RESPECK. Respect. It's the number one thing we need. So therefore, that's why like men generally don't care how much you make. They generally don't care, what you have or what you don't have or whatever the case is. But you know what I mean? They need to be respected. All right. The number one need of a man is respect. The number one desire of a man, Darren, is peace. We desire peace, but we need respect. At the end of the day, I don't care how peaceful your house is. If your wife don't respect you, you ain't gonna be happy about it. So, you know what I mean? It's just flat out. There has to be respect in the situation. If there is no respect, then there's a problem there. So so like I said, you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. Encourage all you want to accomplish. Get all the degrees, all of them. You just look at the thermometer and get as many as you see on the thermometer. Get all the degrees. Don't even get one. Don't get an MBA. Don't get just a master's. You know what? Get all the degrees. All the degrees, that 98 degrees. Get that too, right? Buy the CD, 98 degrees. Get all the degrees. That's fine. Make all the monies. Make all the monies. Green monies, red monies. Just make all the monies, and get all the houses and the cars and do all that. Do all of that. But please understand that, unless you are using it to disrespect us, we don't care. We don't. I mean, like I said, if you're gonna ask the question, would we prefer marrying Oprah Winfrey over Jenny around the way? From a shallow standpoint, yeah, you want to marry Oprah because you're gonna get everything you want to get everything you want, get everything you can get as far as money. But when it comes to actual relationship, where somebody loves you or cares about you or is into you, it doesn't matter what you have or what you don't have. So I know B. Simone's statement is popular right now, but it's just not how men work. It's just really just not how men work. And understand that, things be good. Okay. Anybody else want to come talk to me tonight? Anybody else? Anybody else want to talk to me? Press the little button on the thing if you want to come talk to me. All right. But so full recap. Here we go. Ready? Number one, Russell Wilson is not a simp. He's a man that loves his wife. If loving your wife and going all out for her is wrong, then you should not need to be right. Antoinette, that is not true. You must not watch a lot of Kevin Samuels. He'll tell you men don't care about how much money you make or the degree that you got. We just don't. You got to think about it. Like, how many of those millionaires' wives, like, what kind of degree does Melania have? Let's use that for instance. Melania, what kind of degree she got? How much money did she have before old Trumpy Trump decided to marry her? Look at most of these really successful guys. Like, look at most of them. They don't. Yeah, like I said, Kevin will tell you, men don't care about how much money he makes or whatever. So Russell Wilson's not a simp. He's a man who loves his wife. Y'all back up off him. He may not be as cool as Future is, but he is doing it the right way. That should be relationship goals. Number two, what you call it there? B. Simone? Don't know what she's talking about. Hold on. Who want to come talk to me? Oh. So we had number two. B. Simone, know what you're talking about. All right. How you doing, Miss Kiel?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful.
What you want to?
I really can't remember all of what I wanted to say, but I'm gonna say a little bit. Here's the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
for the whole Disney syndrome with the Prince Charming XYZ
Mm-hmm.
Element of P thing.
Mm-hmm.
Girls already have their entire wedding planned out by the age of at least 6.
6? Who is 6-year-olds out here playing a wedding?
I literally, my cousins used to play wedding when they were 6 years old.
Okay.
But I personally had my entire wedding planned out, dresses and all, multiple dresses, in like ninth grade. Invitation suits. I had his suit, the groomsmen suit, the dresses, the food, venue, all that planned out ninth grade. I had the
I
pictures.
tell, I tell you a secret. So did I.
What?
I had my entire wedding planned out. I know which church I was going to be. It was going to be there's a church right off Sample near Rock Island, a big white church. That was going to be that church. Where I was going on honeymoon, it's going to be St. Lucia. We're going to Sandals because
Ooh.
island hop over to St. Thomas Sandals. She got two. I
Ooh.
knew that I was going to wear white. I knew I was going to two best men. One of my best men was going to have on purple. The other one was going to have
Come
on
on, purple.
yellow, gold. He was going to have on gold. And then the rest of the folks was going to wear traditional stuff. I had the whole thing planned out as well.
And see, that's the thing. And when I would show people my pictures, I'm like, "Oh, I'm showing you the pictures of this," but it's like, so who you dating? I'm single right now, but this my plan, and that would be
This,
my
this
answer.
Disney got you getting ready.
I mean, whole ballroom dress and all. But when I think of ninth grade Kiel to now basically 30-year-old Kiel, I knew you was gonna make that face. 30-year-old Kiel, big difference. Big difference. 30-year-old Kiel does not want all that. Too much. And see, that lets me know now in my mind, the wedding wasn't for me and him. It was showing off.
Pretty
And that
much.
and that's what a lot of people think when they're
Most
go ahead.
Yeah, most men don't about your wedding. Like most men, we just gotta
No,
go
and
for the
I
ride.
dated a guy.
I, I had mine planned out, but that's not a regular situation. But I just believed in marriage so much.
Mm,
You know,
and
I
I
was
dated
younger,
a
and
guy. He was
mhm.
like, "Oh yeah, I think about marriage." I was like, "Oh, so where would you want to get married?" I mean, the backyard is all right. Backyard?
Like I said,
Where?
my dog got married in his car. Anyways,
But
hold on. As my daughter was 4 when she told me she was dreaming and not sleeping, that she grew up and got married to this particular boy in her class. And then it says, yes, we play house as kids and got married. Yeah, I remember playing house as a child or whatever the case is. But I was playing for different reasons. It wasn't for the marriage part. Anyways, but but you're right. But that's the thing, and we keep that whole thing in our heads our entire life, and so when it doesn't happen in real life, we feel some type of way.
yes, and especially
Yeah,
if it doesn't happen in that time frame that you have in your mind.
exactly. And like I said, all this stuff is so arbitrary and so made up, and it's not real stuff, and we're treating it like real stuff. What's going on, Miss Charmin? Yeah, we're treating this like it's real stuff, and it just really isn't.
Right.
It sincerely is not real life. It's not real stuff. And if we should ever get to a point where we let go of the fairy tale and start looking at what it really is, and then we will know how we really should operate and what we really should be expecting. You can't be, like I said, you can't be 40 trying to operate the same way as a 20 something.
Right.
There's a difference. There's a difference in the thought at 40 versus 22. But a lot of us, like I said, we're stuck in that fairy tale thing, and we try to bring it through every area and aspect of our life.
And it's not
One
gonna
person,
fit.
Yeah, one person said once you get to a certain age, you just looking to fall in love. You need to find somebody who can count your pills. You can lay out your pills like
Shame, hush.
get somebody who knows how to.
You so silly.
You know what I
Not
mean?
get my
Like
prescription together.
you gotta get gotta get somebody to get a prescription together once you get to a certain age. You can't still be thinking about, oh, I want to fall in love and I want to like. It's just not. It's not the same rules. It's not that you don't have the same, what do you say, market value. You have the same value as a person, but market value, you don't have the same market value at 40 that you do at 22. You
Right.
just don't.
And if I could
As,
piggyback on what you
yeah.
said earlier about how you're enjoying life now, like, short story, when I first met you, I told you, oh my God, I thought you were married because of how you carried yourself, but you're not.
I have that. I have that. And like I said, I was trying to get married since 17 years old. I was trying to get
17.
married. 17. I was like, when I turn 18, I'm gonna get married out in these streets.
Discount. But it's like,
And
I
I was
get,
trying to get married for like 10, 12 years, just wanting to get married and looking at you know looking at women as women fell into two categories: potential wife, no potential. If you had no potential, I wasn't even friends with you.
y'all, we ain't even friends.
I was rolling because I was so dead set on getting married. But then, like, like really at the time where I was so dead set on getting married, if I was to, if I was to guide a young fella in the day and age, I'd say, do it a little bit different, young fella. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that the fairy tale is not real.
Right.
It just is. And when you let that go, then you be able to operate at a better be able to operate more efficiently.
I need some God kids soon.
Um,
But it's just like how you were saying that you're comfortable in your single dollar billness now. But
yeah, I mean,
if you wanted to wake up tomorrow and get married, you could in 3 months, 2 weeks. But yeah. So I
I'm
understand.
not. I'm gonna wrap the show up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go wrap this thing because you starting to act up.
What
I
do you
mean, baby,
mean? No, but
you
I'm
start.
getting in that mindset personally now. I see what you're
Mhm.
saying. And it's not like a whole, oh, when I see him, oh yeah, we can get married. It's just like, can he hold a conversation?
Yeah,
That should be the starting point.
I mean, like, I look. I believe it's perfectly okay to want what you want. It's perfectly okay. I think you should know what you want, and go ahead and want what you want. But you got to put those wants on a scale. Is this absolutely important, or is just a preference? You got to put it on a scale because once again, this is not a Disney movie. Just because you want it, just because I mean, at the end of the day, ain't no glass slippers break and cut your foot up.
I'm telling you, affection.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's just like it goes back to saying that a lot of times people get the whole, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I don't know what I'm eating for breakfast tomorrow. Why are you asking me these questions?
Okay, true.
So that's the mindset where I am now, personally.
And I think you're in a better place than you was last year. You should thank the Lord that you was able to meet
Shondo.
one individual such as I. Anyway,
Child.
appreciate you. You have a
Wait, I have one
beautiful
more thing to
night.
say.
One more thing. Okay,
One
go
more
ahead.
thing. When Mr. Darren was talking about marriage and the certificate thing, I get what he was saying. I
Hmm.
understand. But you also have to remember that paper hold weight depending on situations.
Where?
I mean, have you not seen the Tyler Perry movie? No.
Oh wait, that paper hole waiting when you file in Texas.
No, when that man was in the hospital, he had got shot, and the mistress was like, "Just pull the plug." But the wife was like, "I'm his wife. You can't pull the plug because we still married." That whole wait. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Sure.
That's what happened in the movie because the mistress who had the two children, oh my God, pull the
Mm.
plug. He can't do nothing. He a potato. But that's not what had happened in the end of the movie. He was walking. Darren, get over here about some old movie. That was written by Tyler Perry, sir.
Anyway, okay.
Tyler
So
D. Perry.
make sure you get that paper.
I'm just
Talk
saying.
to you later. All right. Thank you for coming on.
Of
Thank you for
course.
coming. All right. So Sharman says marriage is a ministry, and it is. It is. There's a ministerial aspect to marriage that cannot be ignored. You do have to minister to each other. You got to minister to your husband. You got to minister to your wife. Um, as long as you don't try to minister them like y'all at church, right? As long as you minister to your husband the way that he needs to be ministered to. Like, basically cater to your husband the way he needs to be catered to. Cater to your wife the way she needs to be catered to. Y'all be happy out here. We talked about it last week. Y'all can go YouTube and find the video of what we talked about last week. There's a lot of things we talked about this week that was referenced in what we talked about last week. So go ahead and go to YouTube, search my name, Shane Walters, and do me a favor, like the page, like the videos, and please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss when we put up a new video. This video that we're shooting right now will be up on the page late when you wake up in the morning. So do me a favor, if you want to rewatch this video, go ahead and watch it on the YouTube link that will be posted on my page tomorrow. All right. So, but anyway, so once again, recapping, Russell Wilson is an amazing man, and he found what he wanted, and he did what he needed to get it while maintaining his faith. It's beautiful. Number two, be Simone. Like I said, it's decent sentiment to the situation, but men don't care what you have. Men care. Men care what you look like. Men care, can you support them? Men care, can you be submitted to them? Those are the things that we care about. What you look like. If we like what you look like, then that's you really in there a lot. If we like what you look like. Now, can you be our peace? Can you be submissive? And can you support us? We need you. We need support for the things that we're doing. So those are the things we really care about. How much money you got, your degree, how spiritual you are, what your title is in church. We don't care. And a lot of that stuff, like I said, some of it is actually a hindrance, just because the respect might not be there. You know what I mean? Charmin says, so when are you getting married? When I want to. That's literally when I'm getting married, Charmin, whenever I want to. That's just really what it is. That is the answer to that question. When I want to. That's when I'm getting married. And like I said, men, the myth that men are afraid of commitment is not true. That's something that you tell yourself to make you feel better that he just doesn't want to marry you. Or he tells you to make you feel better because you don't want to hurt your feelings, that he doesn't want to marry you. Or sometimes, a lot of times, it's not that he doesn't want to marry you, he just doesn't want to get married right now. And that's something that you have to understand, like, that's a thing. It's a thing that a guy just doesn't want to get married right now. It's a thing that he doesn't, and it's also a thing that he doesn't want to marry you. It's a thing, and that doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It just means that you are not the hoe to his stick. It's just you know what I mean. It just doesn't fit. Like I said, I've known over the course of my life, I've met a lot of amazing women. I've met women that I would recommend to anybody as great women, as women who would be amazing wives. I just knew they weren't for me. So, and that was the situation then. Now, today, as I sit here, I just know that my me being in my own space, doing my own thing, being free to come and go as I please, and just kind of, being free to sit here and do absolutely nothing. That's valuable to me right now in the space that I'm in life. You know what I mean? And that's not something you could do or should do if you have a wife or children. So therefore, I value being able to sit right here and doing absolutely nothing more than I value having someone sitting next to me every single day. Every day. Every day. Just there. Every day. No. I'm not there right now. That's really what it is. So, once again, thank y'all so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I know it's late for a lot of you, and y'all stuck in here with me, and y'all still here. If you have any questions, tonight's topic was brought to us by Miss Marlene Everbless. So I want to thank her for giving that suggestion. Thank you for giving that suggestion. I'll leave it right there. I want to thank Darren and Kiel for coming on and talking to me. Some of you, y'all been here all the time. Y'all ain't talked to me yet. So hopefully next time. So officially, we're doing this every Wednesday. Every Wednesday night at 10, we're doing it every Wednesday night at 10. Every Wednesday night at 10, we are doing Late Night with Teddy the Bear. Still looking for a name to call it. So we're going Late Night with Teddy the Bear. All right. Every Wednesday at 10. I'll be on other different times. So go ahead right here. Before the video closes out, hit the notification so you know when I'm on, and you can jump on a little bit early and not be late like Kiel and Antoinette were tonight. All right, hit the notification so you know when I'm on. And like I said, this video and others will be up on my YouTube channel. Shane Walters on YouTube. Just my icon, my face is there. Go ahead and click on that and support YouTube. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. And each and every one of you helps. All right, so please subscribe to my YouTube, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. We're uploading every week every week on Wednesday. New video up every week. You can rewatch this. Share this video with your friend, with your neighbor. If somebody you feel needs to hear this, go ahead and share it. And I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. God bless you.